We're about to dive into a pretty amazing story about a tiny traveler on an absolutely epic journey. It's a real life science detective story, you know? It connects two different countries, covers almost 800 miles, and it all kicks off with one tiny, mysterious clue. So, where does it all start? Well, with something that might seem kind of routine, a simple scientific practice. And it raises a question, right? You see birds every single day, but have you ever wondered what a tiny little metal band on one of their legs could possibly tell us? Well, as you're about to see, it can tell us a whole lot. Okay, so our story really gets going with an unexpected guest, a mysterious little visitor that turned what was just a normal day of research into something, well, something pretty special. All right, let's set the scene. I want you to picture this. It's January 14th, 2026. We're at Hilton Pond North, which is a research station in Ashe County, North Carolina. And for the folks working there, the day starts out like pretty much any other day. You know, they're out checking the mist nets they use to safely catch birds for their studies. So they capture this little brown-purple finch. And as they're looking it over, they spot it, a small metal band already on its leg. But here's the thing. The number on it is a total mystery. The researchers themselves said it was a finch whose band number was unfamiliar to us. Right away they knew this bird wasn't one of theirs. And that one unfamiliar number, it immediately kicks off a full-blown investigation. It was time to crack the code, to figure out the story behind that tiny metal band. It's pretty incredible when you think about how much this whole process has changed. I mean, not that long ago, figuring this out would have meant mailing the band info to the Federal Bird Banding Lab and then just waiting for weeks, maybe even months to get an answer back. But today, oh man, technology has completely changed the game. Yeah, the way we do it now is just crazy fast. You just pull up the website, reportband.gov. You can literally do it on your phone, right there in the field. You punch in the 9-digit band number, hit submit, and boom, you get instant results. And that is exactly what they did. And the information that flashed back on that screen, it was nothing short of staggering. It revealed the truth about this little bird's past, and it showed the incredible, unbelievable scale of its journey. And that journey comes down to one number, 780. Just let that sink in for a second. 780 miles. That's the straight line distance this tiny little bird flew from where it was originally banded, Hilliardton, Ontario, in Canada, all the way down to the net where it was found in North Carolina. Just wow. So where did this epic journey start? Right here, the Hilliardton Marsh Research and Education Center. It's a nonprofit up in Ontario, and they're dedicated to studying birds and wetlands. And this is the exact spot where our little finch first got its band, way back on August 8th, 2024. Okay, so let's just piece together the timeline of this bird's incredible life, right? It probably hatched sometime in 2023 or even earlier. Then it gets banded up in Canada in the summer of 2024. And then, a whole year and a half later, it's found again almost 800 miles south. I mean, that is an amazing migration. And who knows, it might have even made that trip before. Look, this one bird's story is just fantastic, right? But it also perfectly shines a spotlight on something way bigger. And that's what brings us to our next point. Why does bird banding even matter? So our little purple finch represents what scientists call a foreign encounter. And let me tell you, for bird banders, this is like hitting the jackpot. It's the ultimate prize. These events are pretty rare, and they give us such invaluable data about long-distance migration routes, about how bird populations spread out. I mean, it's information you just can't get any other way. Now, this is totally different from something that's way more common, which is called a local recapture. That's just when you catch a bird again in the same general area where you first banded it. And don't get me wrong, those are still super important. They tell us all about a bird's loyalty to a specific spot, site fidelity, and they help us figure out its actual age. Take a look at this. For example, here are some local recaptures from Hilton Pond North during that same time period. You've got Carolina chickadees, American goldfinches, all birds that were banded right there months or even years before. This is the proof. It confirms they stick around, and it gives us this priceless little window into how long they actually live. So, you see, both types of data, the local ones and the foreign ones, they're both absolutely vital pieces of this huge puzzle. Okay, now let's swing our focus back to the place where this whole amazing discovery went down, Hilton Pond North.
And listen, this is no small operation we're talking about. In just under 2 years of doing research at this one spot, the team at Hilton Pond North has handled and banded over 3,300 individual birds. That's a lot of work.
And the site is just bustling with activity. I mean, just in the first half of January 2026, the cold weather and snow brought tons of birds to their feeders. They ended up banding 93 American goldfinches and 27 purple finches. It just goes to show you, Hilton Pond North is a real hotbed for these kinds of winter species.
And that really brings us full circle, doesn't it? The story of one single bird traveling hundreds and hundreds of miles, connecting 2 different research centers in 2 different countries. It really makes you stop and wonder, if one tiny finch can make a 780-mile trip, what other absolutely incredible journeys are happening all around us every single day, completely unseen?
This whole story comes right from the fantastic scientific work that's being documented over at Hilton Pond North. If you want to dive deeper into this finch's journey, or maybe discover some other amazing stories from the field, I really, really recommend you visit their website. It's great stuff. Thanks so much for joining me.